Do you think that incoming students and students of, currently of Chico State, do you think that the the deaths directly related to fraternities, do you think that that is discomforting to them, or do you think that they've become accustomed to it and kind of are looking at it in a light of just like, oh, that's just what happens in a fraternity?
I'm not really sure, I'm not really sure. When I talk to my first year students, they don't know a lot about Chico and what's going on. They don't even know that there have been this many students that died. I mean, they literally don't know. And the university has been doing a lot of like alcohol education and stuff like that, but I think the students perceive that as just getting a lecture, and it's the same, every school does that and they got to do it, and it doesn't really matter. I don't think the students really, I don't think those things, and I'm not, blaming the people who put them on, but I don't think they're particularly effective. The students talk about those things as like, yeah, we had to go to that, just like you have to go to, you have to go to one on all kinds of stuff when you go to live in the dorms. And so they get all this information, and they don't really know what that ends up looking like in their community. And again, I don't think they really get very much information. They don't hear the local news. Their professors aren't talking about it in class. So when I've talked about these things in class, like when I've talked about the Cesar Chavez Day debacle in class, the students literally don't know that this exists as a problem. And so I don't know whose fault that is. Well, it's our fault. It's the university's fault. We need to do a better job of educating about that. But again, I think that part of it is like we want to be quiet about things so it looks like everything's nice, but it's not anymore. And again, like I think that in years past, these incidents have been spread out far enough, and I mean some of them have been horrific, but they've been spread out enough that we can treat them as an aberration. But I think that like when you have 7 students die in one school year of alcohol-related deaths, then something drastic needs to happen. I don't know what it is, but something drastic. It's so far out of step with what's expected within within a university. And you look at the statistics relative to other university towns with similar size student population, even ones that have similar sort of like residential neighborhoods next to universities and college, classic college towns, even ones that are structured like Chico in terms of where the students live relative to campus and stuff, we're so totally out of proportion with them in terms of our rates of binge drinking, and then also all of the crime that comes with that, and it's really I don't know, something needs to happen, and I don't know what that something is. I think it's a lot of things. I mean, so I think that there might be a lot of fraternity and sorority reform, but there also needs to be serious community involvement. That area too on campus that we're talking about, it's like on the borders of the Chico Police, Chico State Police and Butte County Sheriff's Department's jurisdiction, and so like I think that it's something that all areas of law enforcement kind of resent having to police, even though it's and they are angry that it overwhelms their resources, and so people kind of just want to there are these fraternities, sororities, the university, and the city and the police, and we just keep pushing the blame around to these different groups all the time, and it's obviously going to take some sort of effort from all of those groups, and in addition, it's going to have to take some work from the landlords in those neighborhoods to make some changes in there. And so I don't think it's any one of these things, but the thing I worry about, if we disenroll all these fraternities and sororities, though, then we're not in a conversation. They're not in that conversation anymore. They're just other people who are living there. And since the other people who are living there are organized, then they may or may not work towards the collective goals of making it better. Seems to me that like if you're a rogue fraternity and you decide to go outside, then what you've really decided was to be really committed to the party culture and like not playing along anymore and making it worse.